Welcome back to A&M AM, episode 37. I'm back here with my buddy Mort. We're back on Zoom. He welched me. He was going to come over today, and then he backed out last minute.
I've been watching a Tigers game from 2012 and listing cards on eBay, so I decided that I was more invested in that.
I mean, I don't like it. You backed out last minute. I was getting ready to come over to get you in.
It's a blast from the past watching good Tigers baseball, and I wasn't going to leave it. I had to pause it because we're here, but no, it's still on the TV.
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever. But, I mean, another blast from the past is Monday night. We got another Alabama championship win. It's been a year or two, I think. I would say about since they won 28 or 2019, I think.
Yeah, it's there was this weird thing going that every year Alabama had won a national championship, LeBron had won a championship.
Yeah. And that ended.
That didn't happen last year, but there was a streak going.
Yeah. But Alabama destroyed what's their Ohio State. Couldn't even think their name for a second. They're so irrelevant.
Yeah, they beat them so bad. They're nameless.
I didn't bring this up to you when we were talking about things, but did you see Reddit college football was trolling last night?
Apparently like that accounts a pro Michigan or something. They're always like tweeting against Ohio State and like good things about Michigan.
Yeah, let me find this tweet real fast. It was funny. It said, they posted so much today already. Where's that? Oh God, I'm cracking. Did they delete it?
It's very possible. I don't even remember what it said, but I know it was something like bashing Ohio State.
I think they deleted it. Yeah, they deleted it. It was something bashing Ohio State, saying how it was Jim Harbaugh has won 7 games every year of his career at Michigan, but in a shortened season, Ohio State couldn't even win 7 games when they played 7 games or something like that.
Yeah.
And everyone in the comments was so butthurt. They're like, I thought this was a real account, not a troll account. And I was like,
that's a real stat.
But yeah, Ohio State lost badly. Devontae Smith had 12 catches, 256 yards, like 3 touchdowns, an insane stat line. He only played the first. He only played the first half, and he still won player of the game or MVP of the game. He not only he broke his hand, that man like couldn't walk at the end of the game for some reason.
Yeah, it was weird.
There was something else wrong with him because he like even when he got hurt, he was like limp. His whole body was just like dead. And I was wondering what was wrong with him. I knew there was more than just like what they were saying.
Yeah, it was weird. And then Najee Harris played the long game, dodged Michigan for years, and they came in clutch, ran all over Ohio State. He trucked some guys, had 3 touchdowns himself, I think. I'm pretty sure it was 3.
Yeah, he had 2 on the ground.
Because it was 3 in the first half.
Yeah.
And then pulled them up also. Love to see it.
And then who were you saying?
Najee Harris.
Oh yeah. No, and I was gonna say, and then the man of the hour, the man that rises to his draft stock probably all the way into the top 5, Mac Jones. I mean, I was skeptical about Matt Jones. I said everyone is. Everyone's scared because Alabama quarterbacks are always college quarterbacks.
He looks like it though.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you get him in the right system, if you get him in like a Patriot system, is he gonna prevail? Will he do decent with like Belichick and
Is Belichick gonna want to stay around and wait for that though?
Like, the thing is how NFL ready is Mac Jones? Is he year 1 ready? Is he year 2 ready? Is he 4 years out ready? People don't know because he's an Alabama quarterback and no one knows about Alabama quarterbacks. The only sure-sided Alabama quarterback anyone's ever been is Tua, is because he's a dual threat.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's not a couple dual threats out of Alabama like Blake Sims back like 2012, but like he never really panned out in the NFL. And they've always had a couple they've always had a decent quarterback, but he's a college quarterback. They've always had a running game. This is the first time they've had a true passing game, and it's really shown. I mean, even when after Jalen Waddle got hurt, Devontae Smith obviously had a career all-time year, and then even their tight end went off, I think.
Did you see the pictures of him wearing the Heisman mask on the sidelines?
I did not.
He was when they took his pads off of him, everything had his hand all wrapped up. He was sitting on the sidelines with his mask on it and had the Heisman logo on it.
I did not see that. Something else that I saw today that kind of goes with like all these with the championship and everything. Every single recruit, you might have seen this, every single recruit that Nick Saban has gotten since he like his own recruiting class, every single recruit that has come in has won a national championship because they've won it every 2 years.
Yeah.
Since Saban has been at Alabama, they've won the championship every 2 years. So that means even the 3-year guys would win it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that's crazy that every single recruit has won a national championship under Nick Saban.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. I never thought about that.
That's literally insane. Like you could just go there like as like I'm gonna say as a 3-star, but 3 stars don't go there.
Say somehow walk on there. They don't know what a walk on is though. So
you could go there as a low rated 4-star and still get a ring and just flex your.
You never see the field until you transfer.
But I mean, you're not really in the NFL. But do you think last night's game raised Mac Jones' draft stock? I mean, he was already projected first round, but late first round.
I was just saying, I don't know where it was at already, and like I've been saying before, it's how many teams need a quarterback. I mean, I know that they were saying that this was probably going to be a strong quarterback class. It's just whoever wants to take them.
It falls into the fact of it's not if you need a quarterback, it's do you need a quarterback in a year or two?
Mm-hmm.
Because you could go the Pat Mahomes route. Like that's what a lot of people we've talked about this because like you compared it to Jordan Love, but then you had Gavin go off on you on that one video. And then, but you compared it like Jordan Love. We talked about like them doing it with Stafford. Do teams go the Patrick Mahomes route? Let him sit for a year, and then hopefully he just has that amazing development or already amazing talent, and he can just go off in that second year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
Like you said, it's whoever he's gonna fit, and just I think if a team doesn't already have the young quarterback that they want, then maybe they can take a chance on him. But as we said, a lot of Alabama guys go from the quote-unquote minor leagues of the NFL and can't do anything in the NFL. So,
I also think that game raised Najee Harris's draft stock because he was.
It was already probably pretty high, but
no. He was one of the lower running backs, which was very confusing because he was one of the top running backs in the draft class, or like not in the draft class. He was one of the top running backs in the nation, but he was like second round. And I think this pushed him. I think it pushed him first. I saw Todd McShay's draft board, and I think they had him first now because they have 9 projected first round picks.
Yeah, probably. And like
9 or 7.
I mean, I'm sure that there's some other guys that are probably people feel are more NFL ready, but just with his ability to be of course, a running back, but catch passes, how fast he is, and he showed the guys he was powering through last night. Goodness gracious! I mean, it probably helped him a lot.
Hot take: he's a better Derrick Henry.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know how tall he is, but
dude can fly, and if he keeps becoming a power back like that, and he's running through guys somehow, then I mean, maybe.
Najee Harris, he's same height as Derrick Henry.
He's probably just like 40 pounds of muscle less, but
he is. Hold on, let me see if they got his weight on here too. He's 6'2", 230. And Derrick Henry is he's 6'3", 238.
Dang.
So they're comparable. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
comparable. Probably Najee's a little faster because he's probably built a little. He's probably worked on his speed a lot better than like guys like Derrick Henry were doing back in the day because you've got a lot more
I mean, and
versatile
if
corners.
Derrick Henry's always really kind of been somewhat big until he just got bigger and bigger, but he probably relied on being the power back, not speed. So,
But yeah, I mean that game was it was supposed to be exciting. It wasn't really. I mean, it was a
it was
blowout
at
from.
first, and then
Yeah, it was.
everybody realized that neither team had that great of a defense, and it was going to be shot for shot. And then Ohio State just forgot how to run an offense.
Also, another joke that's been going around is Devontae Smith's string being self. Uh, I think he'll build muscle. I think
He's
he'll
gonna
do
get
what like
with some top receiver that just loves the weight room, and they're gonna show him it before the
like
draft or
I,
after the
I don't think
draft.
I don't think people understand like yes, DK was big, but he wasn't as big as he was right before that draft. He got a lot bigger during that offseason after he committed to the draft. He got way bigger.
And he might go his rookie year like that size and see if it works for him or not, because if
He,
he
he
goes
he's
if he goes into the draft and people see that he put on like 20 pounds of muscle, I mean, it could be a question: is he going to be as fast as elusive as he is, and
yeah.
like able to make plays,
Or
or are
what
they
he
going to
might
feel him out his rookie year? And if he's just not doing good, he's taking hits hard, then get him a little bit bigger and
Yeah,
keep
or
him around.
they might say, okay, we'll draft you, and then we're gonna put our trainers with you to get you bigger, but still at the same agility. Like,
Yeah, I mean, with him being the Heisman winner, a lot of NFL guys already like him anyway, so
yeah,
guys are going to get with him for sure.
and I mean, he was burning the two Ohio State quarterbacks that are top corners in this next draft. He was burnt like effortlessly, and the thing is he was calling plays. They showed it, and I think it was in the first quarter. He was on the line. He looked over at Mac Jones. He checked the play. Or like he like put his arm out to like check that he was on the line, and then he looked over at Mac Jones and he waved his arm at him, and Mac Jones like checked the play, and then Smith like he did a double move and ran and did a fade and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, Ohio State wasn't really supposed to have that good of a defense anyway, and one of their top guys was hurt, so I mean, it made it easier. But still, he was just running way past everybody from the snap. Seemed like from the snap, he had 10 yards on whoever was covering him.
Oh yeah, I mean he's gonna go down as one of the greatest college football wide receivers of all time. He had the record of he has 8 touchdowns in the college football championship total, because I think he's been there 3 years, or is this his 4th?
It's probably his 3rd, unless he didn't play his freshman year, but it'd be 3 this year. I'm sure it was another 3 last year.
He's 22.
I'm sure he's had 6 the past 2 years.
He had 3 this year.
Yeah. So 6 combined the past 2 years. Because weren't they in it last year and they just lost to LSU? Oh, no, it was Clemson LSU, wasn't it?
Yeah. So he's played.
So maybe his first year, he had another 3.
He's played 3 years. He played in the 2018 National Championship, 2019 National Championship, and 2021 National Championship.
Okay, so yeah, that
Because
makes
they didn't
sense.
go last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because LSU won last year. So yeah. So he's been there. Yeah, he's been there 4 years. That's actually you don't see that often.
Because he probably, like I said, he probably didn't play a lot his freshman year because they had Judy and those other guys still.
I mean, I pulled we got a football reference from him. I want to see his stats from his first year there. Let me see. We got ESPN here. Yeah, he had 8 receptions. Jesus, that ratio, 8 receptions, 3 touchdowns.
I mean, it might be in like the little short passes, just going out to the end zone, but
yeah. So he had 3 touchdowns his first year, 6 touchdowns his second year, 14 his third year, and 23 is this year.
Dang, crazy.
Yeah, he's Now that I'm finding out, I didn't know he was 22. He's gonna be good in the NFL. Now that he's definitely going top 10, if not.
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, especially with him winning the Heisman, it kind of cemented it.
Yeah, that kind of rips the dreams for the Lions there. Kind of wish we actually did lose, or that I did. I do wish the
Told you.
Eagles. But I mean, it's whatever.
I don't know why when you're trying to tank. I don't know why you'd ever root for a win, but
no, I mean we did lose that last game, but I'd had to root for Washington to lose that last game against the Eagles.
Should have done that.
But going off of football, we got NBA basketball. Pistons still tanking, just like every other Detroit sports team. Bright spot though, Jeremy Grant. Hot take, best power forward in the league, better than Kevin Durant, better than Pascal Siakam. I'll just leave it there.
No, nobody's debating with that.
Well, I mean, a couple people debating with it. Outside of Pistons fans, everyone's debating with it. Casuals.
It is what it is.
Casuals are debating with it. But let me pull up his stats here real fast.
I mean, like I said, I've been a fan of him, whether anybody wants to believe it or not, when he was with the Thunder. Because I used to watch Thunder games for some reason. I don't know why.
Now, if we want to dig this even
there
deeper,
was somebody there I used to watch. I don't even remember who it was. It wasn't Westbrook. And it was like Katie was gone. There was somebody in Oklahoma that I watched the Thunder games for. I don't know, but for some reason I used to like watch Thunder games. Might have been, yeah. Yeah, that was probably it. I would just casually watch Thunder games, and I'd see Jeremy Grant. Like I liked him then, and then he's just gotten better and better.
I liked Jeremy Grant from when he was on the Sixers because I'm an avid 2K rebuilder, so he always did very well. And I was always a big fan of him. But he's averaging 25.1 points, 6.2 rebounds, 1.9 assists, and about 1.2 blocks a game, and about 1 steal a game too. So,
if you want for someone to write it up, you could make a case for a possible defensive player front runner right now, but instead we just chew on roids for fun, so it doesn't matter.
Hold on, we'll talk about that in a second because I actually wanted to address that. But yeah, I mean, the Pistons, they aren't, even though they're tanking, they literally are not. They could win half these games that they're tanking.
Yeah,
even
and
more.
It's good that they're not.
They've beaten. See, I want them to win, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, if you can get a guy like Cade Cunningham, get him, but like, try to win. Don't try to win. Like,
I mean, yeah, because of how stupid the lottery is, but at the same time, you gotta at least set yourself up for the best chance.
Yeah, because now you saw what happened. Minnesota got the number 1 pick, and where were they even projected? They weren't even projected up there.
They were like 5th or something.
Yeah, like, and who was projected 1? We were projected. What were we projected? 3, and we got 7.
I think it was the Knicks, or
it was the.
Who else was terrible? I don't even remember. Someone else was bad. The Bulls, but I think it was the Knicks that were the number 1 projected. So I can't think of somebody that was just straight up horrible besides the Knicks.
I'm looking at that 2020 NBA stand.
I know the Hawks had a bad record, but still not.
Oh, they weren't up there though. Cavaliers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was Cavs, Hawks, us, and then Western Conference. Okay, no, it was Warriors.
Oh yeah, duh. See, Warriors, I'm not used to that yet.
Warriors, Timberwolves. Timberwolves had the 3rd odds. It was Warriors, Timberwolves, Cavs, Hawks, us. We had the 5th odds, and we fell to 7. Mm-hmm. So like, do we want to take that risk of falling? Because
I mean, if the Warriors had the best and they got the 2nd pick, so it's. I mean, at least that was close.
But still close. Like, you didn't get there. You got
okay, close. But if you have the worst, you get the 2nd this year, and you don't get Cade. You can definitely get Jalen Suggs, Jaden Springer, Jonathan Kuminga, and a bunch of other guys. Brandon
Green.
Boston. Yeah,
Okay,
Green.
Brandon Boston, you've been hyping him up, but I've been seeing him
I haven't seen
falling.
him play. To be honest with you, I haven't seen him play. I'm hyping him up because everybody says he's a good name. I've seen him play like 3 games with BRONNY last year. He didn't look that great. I'm just saying everybody talks about him as a top 5
No,
pick.
he's
But
fallen
it
on
could be like
every.
Nasir Little. Could be Nasir
He's
Little. He was projected top 5 at North Carolina. Goes there and sits the bench and what was it, barely even a lottery. So
yeah, he's fallen on everyone's draft board from what I've seen. He's between 10 and 15 now. Because I
yeah,
think everyone's kind of projecting him like a Nazir Little. Everyone's like, okay, you were hyped up in high school. You went to a Power Five, a Power Five. I'm
he's at
thinking football,
Kentucky.
but still, you went to a top college, and where are you
I mean
doing?
that probably will show too with Kentucky not being good this year, and
Yeah,
he's there. That's probably why I haven't heard about him. Also, like if
mhm,
Kentucky's bad, that means he's not doing anything.
yeah. But I still would like us to try to win. I mean, we have very good potential right now because like what we're running starting lineup, obviously with Killian Hayes hurt, it's Delon Wright, Josh Jackson's been in and out of the starting lineup because he's been hurt, and then we start Jeremy Grant, Blake, and Mason Plumlee,
Mm-hmm.
which is an interesting. They run interesting together. I personally like when they have Delon Wright, Sadiq Bey, Grant, Griffin, and Plumlee. I like when they run bigger.
Yeah, shout out Isaiah Stewart too. You just hating
I
on him
mean, yeah,
now
Isaiah Stewart has a problem though. He has a following problem. It's bad.
because he likes to get in dudes' heads.
No, we were they were talking about it on the broadcast, and they're like, this is a good problem to have as a guy off the bench. But he was like, if you ever want him to become a starter, like you got to work with him on following guys because like he's out there throwing elbows.
Yeah, he's tenacious.
He's
You
out
can't
there getting
ignore
in
it.
Giannis's face. I mean, I don't mind it. Like I said, Giannis had to bring Donis with him to
Yeah,
back him up.
he's an enforcer.
But I like him. I think him and Sadiq will do surprisingly out of our 3 first round rookies. Sadiq is doing the best. Now, well, not surprisingly. I thought we should have taken Sadiq at 16 and not
Mm-hmm.
19. Not like it
You're
matters.
still available, which was good.
Honestly, you're saving money on a better rookie. Cup, a couple $100,000.
And everybody was still crying that was the trade for Kennard.
And you see what Kennard's doing. Like,
But I think I know I'm wrong, but and it's not a popular thing to say, but at least it feels like now Sadiq has already done way more than Kennard ever did in the Pistons uniform. I've seen I've personally seen Bay make way more shots than I saw Kennard make in a Pistons uniform. Not like I watched many games with them, but I've definitely seen him make more shots, and he also leads all rookies in threes. And so I don't know why people cried or still continue to cry about Luke Kennard, but Sadiq Bey is for sure better and will be better for years to
so
come.
let me read you Kennard's stats this year, averaging 23 minutes a game, 8.2 points, 2.8 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and about 1.5 threes a game.
And he was
And that's
what, top 10 pick
Uh,
in
yeah, I want to say he was
fifth
7 or
year or
8.
something like that. So
Yeah.
can't figure it out. Sadiq Bey is, like I said, already probably it feels like he's already scored more points as a Piston than Luke Kennard did in his tenure. So
Okay. And transitioning to Sadiq, he's averaging 23 minutes a game, about the same, 23.3 minutes a game. He's averaging 10.6 points per game, so almost 2 more points than Kennard. 4.7 rebounds. He's about 3 inches taller than Kennard, but still. And he's averaging 2.6 threes a game. So about almost or 2.6 threes a game. So almost a 3 more than he's making about 1 more 3 a game.
and Kennard was supposed to be this lethal sniper.
Mm-hmm.
And
And see, the thing about Kennard is he tried to put it down on the floor too much when he was under. He's 6'5", he's a little undersized, and you can't put it down on the floor. And guys like LeBron, Giannis, and these forwards that are coming at you. But the thing with Bey is he doesn't put it on the floor. He just yaks it up. Like he
he's
doesn't
more
care.
physical if he needed to. He's got
Mhm.
more size and
No,
strength.
he definitely is because there was games like against like Utah. he only had like 6 points going into the fourth, or no, I think he had 4 points going into the fourth. And then like at the beginning of the fourth, they started giving it to him, and he was just aggressive, driving into the paint on Rudy and getting it in there. When Rudy's a defensive player of the year.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rudy Gobert is something else nowadays, though. So.
And I mean, against Milwaukee, this was versus Giannis. Again, this wasn't a game that did not mean anything because we were already down by 20. He did get 20 and 10. So I mean that's promising. He has the potential to be a 20 and 10 player at full. Again, I mean that's probably against a lot. No, honestly, against the Bucks, it was probably against their starters still because they're
probably because they were playing their starters still like 2 minutes left in the game.
That for some, I hate how the Bucks do that. I don't know why they're so sweaty about it.
I mean, I get maybe right now doing it because it's still early in the season and like not having a preseason or not long preseason, not having like
what do
practices and stuff.
Bucks played their guys. They played their guys.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they're playing less games this year. They didn't have as long of a preseason as they'd like. They got a bunch of new guys, so I mean, I get why they're doing it, but
yeah, I guess, but still, it's kind of sweaty.
Let's see what fits the best.
But yeah, Saddiq Bey, I think he's our third or fourth leading scorer now. Well, no, probably fifth leading scorer because I think it goes. Grant, Blake, Josh Jack, or Grant, Blake, Derek, Josh Jackson, Saddiq. So, and obviously, Derek's off the bench. Something I do want to address about that, Grant, is people are saying you can't call him a good player, that he's just a average player getting empty stats on a bad team.
I mean, maybe, but same time, without him, these games aren't anywhere close to what they are, like point-wise and stuff, but
I like to see what Nick just said.
Yeah, I think without him, like I said, without him,
without him,
Pistons aren't scoring their games, and none of these games are close. So I think you can at least say that he is making a difference. It's not. I mean, of course, it's not translating to empty. It's not translating to wins, and that's what I've always said about Westbrook is that he's an empty stat pattern that doesn't translate to wins. So I get it, but at least like Pistons' sake, this is great stat padding.
Yeah,
because they haven't had a guy that's done anything like this in years.
And something I don't know whose Twitter it was. I don't know which one of the Pistons it was, but they said getting Grant, yes, right now it might look like empty stats, but at the same time, he's speeding up your rebuilding process because, okay, you got a guy that can score 25 points a game and get 6 rebounds a game for you. Now you might just need that next guy. You might just need that next guy to get you 6 feet.
He's a good glue guy that can fit around other guys that you bring in or other young guys. Because, I mean, he's young himself, but he's almost like a vet. He's well-traveled. He's played with some great players.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how long he was in Philadelphia, but whoever he had there, I'm sure he was there with J.J. Redick a little bit.
Yeah.
And some other guys. And then he goes to Oklahoma City, and he's with Westbrook and Paul George. And I think Carmelo. That might have been the reason why I was watching also.
Yeah.
I think those were the big three there. And then
was he there for the KD days still, maybe?
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know. And then in Denver, he's got Jokic that he learned from, and Paul Millsap. I'm sure Paul Millsap helped him a ton.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, he brings that kind of thing too.
He's been with great coaches each place he's gone. He was with Bruce Brown. Wait, no.
Brett Brown?
Who was Phil? What?
Was it Brett Brown?
Brett Brown, yeah, he was with Brett Brown. An amazing overseas coach, probably one of the best national
the
team
Australian
coaches.
Man.
Yeah, amazing coach in Australia. And then you had Billy Donovan, or he had Scott Brooks. I don't know if he was there for the Scott Brooks era, maybe, but definitely Billy
Donovan. Yeah.
And Billy Donovan, again, a great coach. And then Billy Donovan's in Chicago right now, isn't he?
I think he's still in Oklahoma.
No,
that's Thibodeau, or not Thibodeau, but it's the other guy.
No, Billy Donovan's in Chicago.
Did he really leave the Thunder?
Yeah, they released him.
Oh yeah, I remember that. For some reason that they just decided to go a completely different route.
Yeah, Billy Donovan is the head coach of Chicago. Totally like I forgot about that this
Okay,
offseason.
but yeah, he had him in Oklahoma
Yeah.
City.
Yeah, but so he had Billy Donovan or Scott Brooks, both
And then
good coaches.
Mike
Yeah,
Malone
and
in
then
Denver.
Mike Malone probably one of the most traveled coaches and
He's
in the
one of the
NBA.
well liked ones and
Yeah.
most experienced. Like he was on he was on the old Cavs teams with LeBron, and LeBron's always giving him high praise, and that's the reason why he's one of the head coaches now.
And he was I think he was a coach for the Kings back
Let's
in
say he
like
was
the
somewhere else too.
early
But
tens roughly or somewhere around there. But yeah, I mean, he's been around great coaches, and if your plan is to move on from Blake and obviously it should be moving on from Blake
let's say
and
as it should
D
be.
Rose trading them. That gives you a good veteran presence on the team. And I really hope they do move on from Blake as much as I like him, as much as he's just not giving a fuck
I
about the
just don't think
season
he's gonna
anymore.
get traded. I think he's gonna ride it out
Well,
for the
the
way it
thing is
looks.
about Blake is it actually looked like he's having fun because he's
I
playing
know,
with
which is
young
weird.
he's playing with young guys and he's just kind of he's playing the point guard role and he's just kind of the offense literally runs through him and he just sits at the 3-point line. Somebody comes up to him, dribbles it a little, tries a couple between the legs, and then he's just like, all right, end the shot clock, jacks it up. Makes
I
some of them sometimes.
I get that he would possibly want to stay, but if it's for smaller money, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, he's getting up there. He's had these injuries past few years. He's gonna want to ring chase at some point.
Yeah.
So
Same
I
with D
mean,
Rose.
it's not gonna be like Blake's not the kind of guy that's gonna sit there and just accept losing and just be like, oh, all right. Like he was, I think he was like upset on the Clippers when they had Lob City and they were good. So
Yeah.
how can he possibly be okay with
Because he
losing?
wasn't winning. They weren't winning it. They weren't to the game that next step.
And
I
and
think that's why he was
really,
upset.
really, he's not in a desirable place. I think he's come to accept Detroit, but he wasn't really happy to be here in the first place.
Yeah.
And so why would he gets the chance to get out? Why would he stay for less money and losing when he can go ring chase somewhere for probably less money and winning?
Unless Troy Weaver has waved his magic wand and came in and basically like somehow has convinced Blake and Derek be like, okay, if you guys stay with me, smaller contracts, but still like there'll be a lot of heavy incentives on them. If you guys stay, I can guarantee you something within the next 2 or 3 years.
I'm trying to
But
think of
I
like
don't think that.
I'm trying to think of like a legit place besides the trade places we've had Blake.
That's the thing. I can't think of a good place
The
for him.
only one that could possibly come up that I could see is like a contender besides like how we said about the Celtics. Um, maybe the Heat, but like they have Precious Achula outperforming what they thought. I mean, he's definitely way better than Kelly Olynyk. So I mean, you slide. I mean, I don't know who actually starts a power forward for that team.
Because you have Bam, you can't slide
Yeah, I was
anybody.
gonna say
You have
Bam's at center. So I mean,
you can't slide.
you put Blake next to a Bam can operate in the paint some more, and then um,
Bless you,
I
man.
just sneeze. Blake's just around him, and
Yeah.
it's just is Blake gonna accept a lesser role with
And that's the
Bam
thing.
and Jimmy and Hero and Duncan?
That's the thing. Wherever Blake goes, he's gonna want to be a starter, and everyone knows that. So that's why I'm like,
Yeah, he's
okay.
not gonna go to a contender and have a chance to play. I mean, besides maybe like the Nuggets, like we said before, they lost
And
Jeremy
this,
Grant and Plumlee, and then it goes Millsap. But I don't think once they lose, I think soon they're gonna figure out they can't compete, and
mhm.
Jokic is gonna have to stay, or maybe Jamal Murray. One of them is gonna get traded, I think. Especially if this year, like after they witnessed that Jeremy Grant and Plumlee actually ended up being a
Yeah,
big
like
pieces of the roster, then
Plumlee actually, I know. Okay, he's not having the most amazing year compared to probably his other years, but Plumlee is not doing bad. He's a very average to above average center.
yeah, he's a backup that's starting, but
But he's
still,
not doing bad. Like there was a game he had 17 rebounds, and it was against a good rebounding team. I think I
yeah.
can't remember who it was exactly, but he's not bad. He's I'm trying to pull up his basketball reference here, so just so I can get a gauge of what his past seasons were like. Um, Jesus, didn't know he's been in the league for that long.
Yeah, he has.
He's been in the league since 2013-14. But like, okay, last year he averaged 7.2 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. And he averaged or a half a steal. This year he's averaging 7.8 points, 9.1 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 1.5 steals. So he's averaging the best numbers of his career, other than when he was in Portland and he averaged 11.3.
I forgot that he was there.
Yeah,
they've had so many different centers there.
Yeah, because he was part of the Nurkic trade that got Nurkic too.
They had Nurkic, Whiteside, Zach Collins, Plumlee, someone else.
Because remember that Denver's whole debate was, do we trade Nurkic or do we trade Jokic? And they just decided to trade Nurkic, and they trade Nurkic for Plumlee and then like some picks and lower tier players. And which I still don't understand the trade, but I mean,
I was gonna say you could say that it benefited both teams, I guess.
Yeah, it honestly did. But I mean, he isn't playing horrible for what people say. Like, he's not bad.
Yeah.
And I personally like him on the team. He brings a different like vibe, kind of almost. And I don't know. He's not.
See, he's a guy that's been through it all.
Mm-hmm.
He accepted what he knew what he was coming into. He accepted it, and he wants to prove that there's a reason why he's getting money, and that he's been on winning teams. The Trailblazers weren't terrible when he was there. Like I said, the Nuggets. So he has that experience. He's not just coming here. I mean, he accepts that they're going to lose, but he's not coming here to purposely lose.
Yeah, I'll say it too. I like Drummond, but Plumlee is more valuable to our team than Drummond was.
I mean, people still say about Drummond that he's just an empty stat getter, like we said about Westbrook, or I say about Westbrook.
I've seen more people have. I think there's more people on our team that have 6+ rebounds than were on our team when we had Drummond. Obviously, because Drummond was grabbing 20 rebounds a game. Like there wasn't a chance for you to grab a rebound. But I love Drummond. Nothing against him. He definitely helped us, and when we were in like purgatory. But like, I feel like getting rid of we should have gotten more for Drummond. Obviously, should have gotten like a first round pick. But getting rid of cap space out for Plumlee and Grant definitely helped in the long run, I think, and it will help in the long run, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely like that move to get rid of those two, or to get rid of him and get those two. Just checking them. Oh, we have the same record as the Raptors now. Here.
Oh, great. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but
I'm just seeing our stats here real fast, and I was actually interested about that rebounding. Shit. Okay, yeah, you have Plumlee at 9.1, Grant at 6.2, Griffin at 5.7, and then Stewart at 4.9, Bay at 4.7. And they're one of the top rebounding teams in the league still, which says something.
Mm-hmm.
Very surprising. But last thing I want to mention, you brought it up earlier in the year, is actually, because we did our awards, our award predictors of the year, and Nick said he predicted Miles Turner to be, or like as his dark horse defensive player of the year. I think we all laughed it off at that point, because we're like, no way Miles Turner. We're like, he'll have a good season, but like, no way he wins defensive player of the year. So far into this year, I just got to check the updated stats, because he only had 2 blocks last night. Down night for him.
That's how bad it is. It's only 2 blocks.
Okay, he's down. He had 3 blocks. My bad. He got another one near the end of the game. But Miles Plumlee is currently averaging 4 blocks a game and 1.5 steals.
Miles Turner.
Miles, yeah, I say Miles Plumlee.
Yeah.
I always say Miles Plumlee whenever I'm talking about Mason Plumlee. I'm always, whenever you ask like who's on the court, I'm always like, oh yeah, Miles is, but I don't know what. But yeah, Miles Turner is averaging 4 blocks a game and 1.5 steals a game, which is outrageous.
Chewing on roids. He's just chewing on them.
He's also averaging 6. He's close to averaging more blocks than rebounds per game. He's at 6 rebounds per game.
Terrible.
Which is outrageous. But I just wanted to bring up that one guy, and I love that.
The fact that the league's letting this go on is just bad luck.
He activated Pogo Stick.
I think Hall of Fame, whatever's past Hall of Fame, and Intimidator, and
but yeah, I think that's all we got for you guys. You got anything else to say more?
No, just pitiful by the NBA. That's all.
Austin Davis possibly making his return tonight as we're recording this.
Mm-hmm. So
Michigan plays Wisconsin. Michigan's number 7, Wisconsin 9. We'll have to see about it.
We're getting a little risky too. We're within like an hour and a half of tip off. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
We got to get it up.
All right. So thank you guys for watching. You guys could like and subscribe. That was helping us out a lot. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday.